It all began in the year of '03. The U.S. invaded Iraq because of its supposed connection to terrorism and nuclear weapons. During that time, Saddam Hussein, a brutal dictator, ruled the country. He was part of the Sunni minority who suppressed the Shia majority. Iraq was taken over quickly. However, no plans were made for the country, and the Shia began suppressing the Sunni.
Began soon after the Sunni minority uprising against a suppressing Shia majority. This bloody civil war, in which a segregation was formed between two religions, Shia and Sunni, or Iran and Saudi Arabia.
The main difference between the two religious sects is that of who leads. According to AboutReligion.com, Shia Muslims believe that the Imam is sinless by nature and that his authority is infallible and it comes directly from God. Sunni Muslims contend that leadership of the community is not a birthright, but a trust that is earned and which may be given or taken away by the people themselves. The infamous Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, or ISIS for short, suppresses the other religious minority, and its roots can be traced all the way back to Al-Qaeda.
It takes form of a very brutal style of terrorism, all from kidnappings and suicide bombings to beheading. The main reason for the conflict is to construct an Islamic religious state in Iraq and for various religious purposes.
Also, Iraqi forces are struggling to fight against ISIS and are losing a lot of territory. ISIS's tactics are so brutal that other terrorist organizations like Al-Qaeda have withdrew their support. Officials in Rome are nervous of an impending attack on Rome, which they don't know how to defend from such warriors. According to ABC News, ISIS has been especially ruthless in its targeting of minorities in areas that have come under its control. ISIS also brutalizes fellow Sunni and Shia Muslims who do not ascribe to its extreme interpretation of the religion.
The U.S. has been opposing ISIS, as Obama has clearly stated in his address to the nation on September 10th. Our objective is clear. We will degrade and ultimately destroy ISIL through a comprehensive and sustained counterterrorism strategies. Obama also continues to urge other nations to aid in the campaign against ISIL.
Question is war with ISIS truly inevitable, and how can this violence come to an end? Unfortunately, ISIS has proven that they're capable and determined to establish their Islamic State and will stop at nothing to achieve what the group desires.
Like this, ISIS can be disbanded with strategic operations rather than nukes or ground troops. It has been proposed that possible sanctions and operations on ISIS supply routes and warehouses and a follow-up campaign on ISIS using local authorities can bring down ISIS. The Win Without War blog clearly states, if we do not shut off access to these supply routes, ISIS will simply replace any weapons that American bombs destroy.
Has proposed that prevent entry or transmit through their territories of any individual about whom the state had credible information of their terrorist-related intentions without prejudice and prevent fighters from reaching Syria and slipping back through its borders. The plan is having an effect. According to Lawrence Spears, a researcher with the Institute for the Study of War states, thanks to the UN, ISIS is facing unhappy experience of losing the element of surprise.
The U.S. is also keeping the pressure on ISIS. In a press release by the White House, the United States plans to intercept foreign fighters, provide humanitarian aid, collect intel, etc. Not to mention the continuation of airstrikes on ISIS targets.
coverage of ISIS seems to be accurate since ISIS is a very brutal and fanatic group, and it has been seen that they mean business. Media coverage is slightly over-exaggerating the situation as ISIS is, for now, a regional conflict.
Besides, we're just three dudes with internet connection. We don't have the national correspondent.
All ISIS can be disbanded. Only time will tell if the nation's attempts and plans on ISIS will have an effect in the long term.